And so for me, it was about the experience of being on the show, not necessarily for what would happen after the show. And so I really had to just kind of let go.
Okay.
You know?
So is the feedback persona your primary character, or is that like your B team guy that you send in when you don't want to injure the A team guy?
Feedback is a character that's now owned by NBC, and so I'm here. You know, just I can wear this suit because they said I could. You know, so just when I made that character, it was mine. When I went on the show, it became theirs. So for me, my B team. I can't reveal my B team because you may see another comic book company coming out with my B team guy. So, and I have a C team guy. So, no, my friend of mine, really good friend of mine that I knew from college, is a comic book artist. His name's Xander Cannon, and and he worked on Top 10 and a bunch of other things. And we knew each other from before we even started college. We were prospective students at the same college together and stuck in the same room. And I feel like everything happens for a reason. So. We're going to work on some stuff and try to bring, you know, some different and new stuff. Yeah, so it should be pretty cool. Yes?
So based on what you just said, is the costume yours, or are they just loaning it to you?
For all intents and purposes, this costume is mine. They will have to kill me to get it back. If you see, you know, News 11, you know, feedback killed, costume reclaimed by Sci-Fi, you'll know why. This costume is going in a vault in my house. Well, I have to build a vault into the house. I'm going to create a vault that is hidden by a sliding shelf, a sliding library shelf. I'm going to put this in there and all the articles and stuff like that from the show, and never tell my kids. You know, when we have kids, and there's going to be a book. Actually, there's going to be however many? What is it? 8 books. One of the titles begins with F. One with E, another one with E, another one with D, B-A-C-K. And if these books are pulled forward in the correct combination, it will slide open and they will see. The lights will come on, boom! That costume right there. The original one off to one side, the real one off to one side. Yeah. And then this voice too. How dare you enter! 5 minutes. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3. Let's do these. Yes?
Going back really quick to your costume. So now, is it faster to get into your costume than it was with the original one?
No, much slower. In fact, this costume, I need someone to help me. I have to have someone sit me up in the back. Yeah, which, rule number 1 to make a superhero costume, you have to be able to get into it yourself. You know, I gotta go into a dark alley, change. Hey, can you sit me up? I gotta go help her. So yeah, this one's hotter. It's more difficult to get into, and it has no pockets, and it has no zipper in the front, you know, for emergencies. And one of the things that I did when I designed my costume is I designed my costumes to wear and fight crime, you know. So yeah, so definitely this one's a little more inconvenient, but it's a little flashier. So yes.
How long did it actually take you to create feedback?
Well, probably a good month. Yeah, of endless, my wife thinks endless conversations at dinner and stuff like that. Because I really wanted her to be involved. And she's the one that thought up the idea of feedback getting its powers from video games. She's the one who came up with the idea of every time I use a power, I lose a memory. And so she just came up basically with the character, the raw core, and then I had to find a way to make it make sense, make a background, find out what the powers were, what the weaknesses were, and how it all kind of worked together. And then I came up with a feedback field that it would disrupt technology, and that's why I needed to wear the suit. Because I wanted to come up with a reason of, you know, you can have superpowers and walk around in a sweatshirt and jeans. Why would you put on a superhero suit and become this conspicuous, you know, individual? And I thought, I want to have a reason to have a suit on. So I created the feedback field, which would have an always-on effect or would disrupt technology, unless I was wearing a suit that would dampen that effect, and then I wouldn't kill anyone with a pacemaker next to me. So that's the reason why I came up. Yes?
The handheld devices
yes.
you used with Stan King Colin?
Yes.
Did his picture and everything actually come up on him?
No, that was put in after. I think those were just little Blackberries, weren't they?
Yeah, they're little Blackberries with electrical tape to hide the logo. and then yeah, that video was superimposed. But they had the video on the monitor in the truck. basically. So when he was saying that stuff, we got to see it on the truck. But we'd walk around like this, and they'd super implicit. So.
Look cool.
Yeah, I mean, it looked cool. Actually, they were trying to get us, you know, those little, they're called sidekicks. You know, the thing, they were going to get us each a sidekick. And how perfect would that be? You know, superheroes with sidekicks. So, but they couldn't find 11 of them in LA in time. They could find like 3 or 4, but not 11 of them.
Product placement, season 2.
Yeah. Hey, you know, they could have done so much. You know, Dunkin' Donuts. I've mentioned to Fat Mama, you should get on The Simpsons. You know, it should be Fat Mama versus Homer for the donuts. Yes.
Yeah. Are you likely to get involved any with the second season?
I have contacted Sci-Fi. I have let them know any day for me in a superhero costume is a good day. And it may be possible, but I basically told them, look, whatever I have to do, I just want to be involved in some way.
I'm actually secretly but begging the writers to bring back feedback, maybe Major Victory and Fat Mama for one of the episodes. Now that we have 10, I think it'd be a great idea to have the 3 most popular heroes, the ones who've got the farthest, to come back and kind of school our new contestants a little bit on what needs to be done. So I'm pulling for it. I'd love to see them on the show again, but they don't know what they're going to do yet. It's going to be interesting.
And that's the thing, it's kind of up in the air, and it was hard enough for them to come up with 6 shows, hour long, that had all these challenges in them. So they'll need to fill up that airtime, 10 hours of airtime versus 6. So, hopefully they'll see, a good possibility for that.
I'm also really pulling for the skydiving episode where we teach them to fly. I don't know if that's going to happen.
Although there is an indoor skydiving place in Las Vegas called...
Yeah. They don't want to drive that far.
Yeah. Anyway, indoor skydiving school. Yes, you in the back, you handsome devil. This is my father-in-law. This is Sarah's dad.
And that's it. What in the world were you thinking to quit your job?
We never got to that. Yeah. I didn't say, honey, I'm thinking about quitting my job. I came home and said, honey, I quit today. And she, natural reaction. What? You don't even know if you're going to be on the show and you quit your job? Yes. And, I think it comes down to having faith, and I had to believe in myself enough that if I'm going to put myself in the mindset of I can get on this show and I can win this show, coming along with that mindset had to be I can find another job. I had to believe in myself, believe in my talent, and believe that I would be able to make it happen. And it was just luck that 4 days after I got off the show, I got a call which rescued me, which was, I worked for a company for like 9 years, doing little projects for them, and they finally had that money, and they said, we'd like to have you come on full-time as a consultant. So, yeah.
But Matt, that's the same reason that little boy should send in his application.
Absolutely, because I read something at one point, and I wish I need to go back and read it again, but it was about a general who was sailing all of his soldiers over to an island. And when they got there, he ordered his men to burn the boats. And his men said, why are we burning the boats? And he said, because we either win or we don't go home.
You made me think of Cortez.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was Cortez. Because, and I had to do that. I had to burn my boats and say, you know what? I'm not burning bridges, but I am burning my boats. There is no escape. I have to go forward. I have to win. There is no backup plan. So that's what I did. And that's what, if you really want to achieve your dreams, you have to be willing to do that and willing to sacrifice. And I think the dreams that are most important to us, we are willing to make that sacrifice.
Thanks everybody for coming. Season 2 Superhero, I think it starts the end of July. They're still accepting tapes. And where's the casting session again next week?
Arizona Mills, I believe the gentleman told me.
Yeah, it's part of the Traveling World Wrestling.
Yeah, part of the Traveling World Wrestling. Again, if you go to www.sci-fi.com/superhero, I don't know what you'll get if you go to superhero.com/sci-fi.
Something fun.
Yeah, if you go there, tell me what it is.
Or who wants to be a superhero.tv. I do one that'll take you to the same site. They have a form you can download. It tells you what all the dates are. They're still accepting tapes, so go ahead and get them in. But they're looking for 10 or 11 new contestants. So,
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming.